Yeah, nah man, you know we gotta do a joint for the ladies, right? So every club worldwide, we gonna move y'all like this. Come on, bounce, bounce, bounce. Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. It's Friday night when the club lines be out the door. Watch a silly.
Okay, man, last segment, and then we can call it a day. Got to have my light fun. Now I'm going to have something that's going to...
Tell the strippers they can come on.
What segment are you talking about?
Oh, okay. I thought they call it a day.
Yeah, I call it a day.
Okay, let's come on.
Yeah, there we go. All right, you guys. All right, this one is... I've always wondered about this. It's just so you know... This Mount Rushmore, for those of you who are now just tuning in, I'm doing what they call the Mount Rushmore of male black actors all time. What I've learned is that it's somewhat unfair to do this comparison because then you have to take in consideration lead roles, which were not as available the further you go back. So I did this thing of going, if I had to consider three factors and saying who are the Mount Rushmore of male black actors, which I will be doing the women next week as well. I considered non-inclusive time, meaning racism backdrop, which means there were no lead roles, period, because you just had to get into a role that was substantially reflecting the lead role in a film or something nearby. Number two, age of transformation, when all of a sudden the inclusiveness is there, but the pathway may be still an undercurrent where you don't get featured as much. And then three, box office. So now you consider those, you start saying, well, who would be the Mount Rushmore, because there are different times. So I'm gonna let Mario and I digest this and say, one thing that's clear, when you go back in years to see who's active and how long, it's unfair to include people who have yet to have 20, 30, 40 years already under their belt. So these sometimes going to be considerations. So we're going to take this and run with it, Mark, because I know you, because you're an intellectual, right, Mario?
Huh?
You're an intellectual, man. You consider yourself an intellectual? I consider myself a homeboy.
I think I know a few things.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to read off.
Just a few things.
So I'm going to read off the name. And I believe we're in the same place as basketball. There's one or two cats you're going to put on there, and then you have to fight for the other two. And we're going to go which two belong there, period. And the other two spots are up for debate. You ready to go? Here we're going to go with the first one. Slam it in there. Ooh, Sidney Poitier. Okay, an actor, film director. Won Academy Award for Best Actor, the first black actor to win that award, and was nominated a second time. In 1999, the American Film Institute ranked Poitier 22nd on their list of greatest male stars of the classic Hollywood cinema. He is currently the only living actor left on that list. In 2002, Poitier was chosen to receive an Academy Honorary Award in recognition of his remarkable accomplishments as an artist and as a human being. Mario?
He's my hero, one of them.
Yeah,
for a lot of reasons.
Yes.
A lot of reasons for a lot of time and a lot of ways and a lot of shows.
Right.
And he belongs there.
He belongs there already.
He belongs there in Mount Rushmore.
So he's already got your lock. He's a lock right now.
He's one of them.
He's a lock. Okay. I'm going to keep it moving. Number two, Denzel Washington. He has received 2 Golden Globe Awards, 1 Tony Award, 2 Academy Awards, Best Supporting Actor for the historical war drama film Glory, and the Best Actor for his role as a corrupt detective Alonzo Harris, and the crime thriller Training Day. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest actors of his generation and is considered an American cultural icon.
I agree.
Yeah. Man, nothing else to say, right?
I agree.
So you got 2...
Especially of our era, Vic. In our era, too. See, this, you always have biases toward your time.
Right.
And he's specifically our era.
Right.
So, yeah.
Let me include another factor here. Sidney's years active started in 1946. Denzel started in 1975. There is a undercurrent of letting you know time served dominates this right offhand. So if you guys are looking for actors that just got into the game 10 years ago, it's going to be hard to put them in this list. Let's go to number 3. Number 3. Well, I would say he's presidential. Morgan Freeman. His acting career started in 1964. He won an Academy Award in 2005 for Best Supporting Actor with $1 Million Baby. Also received Oscar nominations for his performances in Street Smart, Driving Miss Daisy, Shawshank, Invictus. He has also won a Golden Globe Award, Screen Actor Guild Award. In 2013, Boston University presented him with an honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. In August 2017, he was named the 54th recipient of the SAG Life Achievement Award for Career Achievement and Humanitarian Accomplishment. Ouch.
Well, I can't say anything but wonderful. The first three, I wonder who else you got.
Well, here's where...
I go yes. Yes.
So now you end up going...
And Shawshank Redemption for me,
right,
with him is forever.
So now, notice I got cats that really, if you go back, they've been in the game for at least 40 years or knocking on the door. But you got to leave room for people who are now coming up in the game. So you can say, who's fighting for that last spot? Let's go to it. Let's go to the first consideration. Will Smith, active 1986 to present. In April 2007, Newsweek called him the most powerful actor in Hollywood. Smith has been nominated for 5 Golden Globe Awards and 2 Academy Awards and has won 4 Grammy Awards. As of 2014, 17 of the 21 films in which he has leading roles have accumulated worldwide over $100 million each, with 5 taking over $500 million each in global box office receipts. As of 2016, his films have grossed $7.5 billion at the global box office. This is where the split comes, because you have to take in consideration we are now in box office territory, which other actors back in the day, Sidney and all, they didn't get that. So now you have to consider a different factor. Do you want to say, let me wait to see the others that's on this list before you go?
Well, I think certainly Will deserves consideration.
Right.
I think it's a tribute to his life accomplishments that he's arrived at this point.
Right.
And I'm sure he would be the first one to tell you who would have imagined.
Yes.
That he would have gotten here, but he's earned this, Vic, and
yes,
it's certainly a consideration. So,
yep,
it's it's the next group.
Yes.
So far, I agree with everything you've done. The first round,
right,
are all takers,
right,
and now we're considering people who are vying for it.
Yes.
But you started off with a wonderful candidate, dude.
Right. All right, let's go to the next. The next, I would say, he represents the Mr. International, the first of his kind, probably in this and the way we're looking at it, not as an American actor only, but that's Idris Elba, active in 1994 to present, English actor, writer, producer, musician, DJ, rapper, and singer. Probably one of the most complete, although you really only see him in one vein most of the time. He has been nominated 4 times for the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor, miniseries, or television film. So he's crossing new territory. Winning 1 and was nominated 5 times for the Primetime Emmy Award. In 2016, he was named in the Time 100 list of the most influential people in the world. Now that's big. That's just across, not just in acting. As of May 2019, his films have grossed over $9.8 billion at the global box office, including $3.6 billion in North America, where he is one of the top 20 highest grossing actors. Would you say he's coming?
I would say he's coming. Not quite the repertoire that Will Smith has, but certainly one of the big figures to watch, and someone who I've personally enjoyed.
Right.
His growth and development. Coming from the UK, I don't think he gets the same degree of exposure as being here.
Because it's limited in scope.
Yeah, but he is so broad in his talent. And again, just like Will, we expect to see more and more coming from him, Vic. So,
yeah,
wonderful choice.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on to the next. Oh, this is interesting. Sam L. Jackson. Okay. Active since 1972, American actor and film producer, Jackson has won critical acclaim and numerous accolades and awards. Jackson is ranked as the highest all-time box office star with over $7.1 billion total in U.S. box office gross, an average of $89.9 million per film. The worldwide box office total of his films, excluding cameo appearances, is over $16.7 billion. The Guinness World Record stated that Jackson is the world's highest grossing actor, having earned $7.42 billion in 68 films. He is #1 box office. Does that qualify him? Because now we're talking about monetary impact.
I think the scope, his career is so broad.
Yeah.
And again, the humble upbringing is from a man who got his first movie part because he was basically playing himself, a recovering junkie.
Right.
Who's still with the same woman.
Right.
Give it up for Samuel
Hey, look,
for
man,
everything he's done in his whole life. So he gets something to me.
The reason why
to be considered.
The reason why it's big, because the criteria for historically minority films, specifically going back in the day, is that they could not break the box office with all the conditions of prejudice or racism or others. Well, you guys haven't done it before. So here's a man that's going like, if you let me in, I deliver. And that to me is a consideration, a strong consideration. Now let's go over to the next, because sometimes we don't realize there are other types of trailblazers. Paul Robeson, started in 1921, was an American-based baritone concert artist and stage and film actor who became famous for his cultural accomplishments,
Rhodes Scholar,
and for his political activism.
All-American.
Educated at Rutgers College and Columbia University, he also studied Swahili and linguistics at the School of Oriental and African Studies. Robeson is one of the most influential participants in the Harlem Renaissance. His achievements in sports and culture were all more incredible given the barriers of racism he had to surmount. He was among the first artists to refuse to play live to segregated audiences. Do you start with the man who said, I not only took a stand, I was talented, I was an intellectual, I was athletic, and I achieved more than what was projected on the screen. Where does he fall?
He falls, actually, Vic, now you've got it.
Mm-hmm.
He falls in the first group.
Yes, he does. You got
he
to
is. I at points in time in my life when people ask me why I did what I did, I would say Paul Robeson did it. He was an actor and a scholar.
Yes.
I said you could do more than one thing.
Yes, you can.
And so I pointed to him, and I still point to him, and he is a hero. And he is a hero, a pioneer. And he belongs in the first group.
So now here's what you got. You got Sidney, you got Denzel, and you got Paul as your three. Would you agree that's the group you're looking at right now?
We got, well, you said Mount Rushmore.
Yes, that's only 4 spots.
You know, right now I still have the original 3 and him as the 4th.
So who's your 3?
The first 3 that you had already included.
Morgan, Sidney, and Denzel.
And
now Paul.
And I would have put Paul in there first had I thought of it.
Right. So Idris and Will have yet to even...
Yes, not for them, but this group.
They have not even gotten to the other side where they're going now.
Not to this group.
Right. But there will be this land shaking that's going to happen, similar to what they do in basketball. When you had to choose between Kareem and Wilt Chamberlain. One, like...
Yeah, especially with this group. I didn't think of Paul Robeson, but the minute you put him up, that's it.
That's it. Slam dunk.
That's it. Yes, pretty much. Because you can make the argument of him against the other folks.
Because
he's ahead of Denzel.
He's ahead of
Sidney.
All of them.
Yeah.
Because he's
ahead of all of them. He's the number one.
Yes.
Right. He's ahead of Morgan too.
I'm done. That's it. Hot picks. I get to go.
I
get to go home right through this door. I'll see you.
Yeah. Nah, man. You know we gotta do a joint for the ladies, right? So every club worldwide, we gonna move y'all like this. Come on. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Big girl. Big girl. Big girl. Big girl. Big girl. It's Friday night when the club lines be out the door. Watch the silly